Because I have no reason to go there.
Does your fox bite?
Yes.
Can I pet him anyway?
It's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Hello and welcome to another Pillars of Eternity. And in the last video, we came to Defiance Bay. We're in Defiance Bay, and we came to the Hall of Mysteries, and we came to the library. And this lady here told us that a very, very important scroll has been stolen, so we're off to go and find that.
All right then.
I seem to be doing a lot of errands for people and not actually going and finding out what I need to be finding out. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure where it's meant to be. Fragment of scattered faith. No, that's not it. Parable wheel. Okay. Track down the thieves. I think they mentioned them being in the forest. I think. I'm not 100% sure actually. Hold on. Grimfrey has stolen the scroll of Whale from the Hall of Revealed Mysteries in Defiance Bay. The High Archivist Grimdo wants me to track down the thieves and recover the scroll. An abandoned farm to the path of Direford. Okay. Does it matter which way we go? I'm not entirely sure if it matters which way to go. We'll go this way. And we just recently rested, so we're good. So it's probably this way. Let's go to Woodland Plains. I don't think yeah, we can. And we've leveled up a few times since then, so maybe we won't get attacked or anything. Well, we will get attacked, that's fine. But, I mean, maybe if we bump into that big troll thing, it won't be so bad. Let's try here. Also, that reminds me. Wait. Okay, party AI is active, but no, that's not gonna be it. I thought maybe we'd be able to do something with it. No, I don't know. I'll follow the road. Oh, wait, could this be it? It's a feral druid. Okay.
Hey.
See if this druid turns into a big bear. It's gonna be like,
Watcher.
no,
I'm here.
Don't turn into a bear.
Hey.
Following your lead.
What he did? He turned into a big bear. What did I say?
How may I help?
Oh. What?
Oh, good. Dude. Could you please not die? Do you know what? Actually, hold on. Oh, he's too far away.
I'm here. Ready, Watcher.
Yeah, Stop down, people! I wasn't expecting so many feral freaking...
Yes? Gotta be more careful. Yes?
I'm here.
Hey.
Arrow for this one.
These guys are a little bit too difficult for me.
Hey.
Watch out, Kana!
Kana went down. Kana's down.
It's on me.
Oh my gosh.
Turn Ichimak. I'm here.
Okay. That went to hell. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be here. I get the feeling that maybe I am a little underleveled. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe we'll by chance find the scroll. You know, let's go to Brackenbury. Okay. Okay, Brackenbury looks far nicer.
Of course. Hey.
The Charred Barrel, another tavern? Oh, very fancy.
Of course.
Why does Nonton... Is that the guy? That is the guy. We'll talk to him in a minute. The young elf is dressed in gaudy robes as he seems ready to cast off. He picks at a heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without the medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it, if that's what you're here about. Then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest but glances to the exit. What are you talking about? He relaxes. Oh, well, if you have to ask, then you're obviously not here to shake me down. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mast in Ondara's gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor and send him on her way. They have a good time, and Cyril takes her fee and a little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket here. It's bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. Well, you'd better not try anything with me. Relax. We're just talking. Besides, I'd like to get out of that business. Anyway, we've always split the bounty. Until about a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off some noble. It's an Enwithian medallion. Damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs at the gold chain around his neck. And even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. Sagani's brows furrows in pity. That's a hard thing. Tell me more about your situation. He picks at the hem of his sleeves. What do you want to know? What makes this medallion so important to you? I grew up in Glenfarth with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glenfarthans have protected Enwithan ruins for thousands of years. It's one's duty the god asks of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory and left the wilds we dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to towns and around the Direwood, and probably live on crusts of bread. He looks at the embroidered robes with disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. This is a rather fascinating. Single medallion to earn the gods' favours and so return home? It rather reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. Tell me about Cyril. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast over Ondara's gift. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has in order to escape that. He gazed at the string of ember beads around his wrists. She's a good friend. He folds his arms in his trailing wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of the Shattering Spear. But this is not about her or me. It's about 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held for generations. You seem like you've done well enough for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hand. It was this, or scraped by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give it all for that medallion. I offered to, but it's worth more than anything I've got, and Cyril knows it. I still don't understand why you can't take your money and return to Glanfath. He sighs, arching a neatly plucked eyebrow. Of course, I could, but that's not the point. A community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. He makes a circle with his wrist. Like an anchor. Defending the ruins for the gods gave us a purpose. Without that, we're adrift. Does that make any sense to you? I suppose it does. He smiles and nods slowly. Then you know what it's like. How to care for something you can't explain. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. Do you know, I would help you get your medallion from Cyril, but it better not cost me a dime. Or you'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Mayor. He fidgets with his sleeve. But whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Great. Alright, let's find what's happened with Nonton. Begging your pardon. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's good to see you. We had a few rough days here and there, but then we found this place and they were kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful and I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. Oh, good for you.
How do you do?
The man is dressed in neat but functional clothes. His sun-wrinkled skin and limber musculature reflect a life spent in the wilderness. Well met. What brings you to the Charred Barrel? Is this your place? It's my retirement. He thumps the bar. Used to be a warehouse back when Brackenbury saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited from some great uncle who'd never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now it's the most popular spot in Brackenbury. The nobles come to unwind and kith from other districts come to mingle. He leans closer. We get a few rough types too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coin's as good as anyone else's. Who are you? I was a cartographer for the Duke of Decades. He rubs a neatly stubbled cheek. Crossed the White March half a dozen times and mapped most of the ruins of the Fane Bog. He grins, flashing a gold tooth. A good career, but one suited to younger men. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, a Cliver and a few other friends in the Knights helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. Strong ale, quality entertainment, and a fresh sea breeze. He raises the mug. What more could a man want? Show me your menu. Do we have actually stuff to sell? What's this? A ripple sponge. Dragon meat dish. Wow, it's 4,950 copper pieces. Yeah. It's big yikes. Didn't I bite you? No, I'm good. Should we rest? I don't think we need to rest. As you near, you feel vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. You see a woman clad in expensive finery. Her eyes flash as she interrogates a trembling wreck on the ground. Reaching into his pocket, her hand curls around in a dress, and she smiles grimly. Moments later, she is in a bedraggled alleyway, her pace quickening, her braids trail around a corner, and she is upon them. Or perhaps they are upon her. The actions does not last as she easily dispenses of a man after a man. Searching their faces, clothes, shouts for something she fails to find. Frustrated, she moves on, but not quickly enough as an Orlan attacks her from behind, the seal upon his fingers glittering with the malice. The woman's eyes alight upon it as she twists to evade his blows, and her eyes burn bright. Perhaps this was not a wasted trip after all. Okay, voices from the past. You see a large group of people gathered in a common area of a large inn. This man is standing in the midst of the people, engaged in conversation with someone. He's smiling and talking gregariously, moving from person to person with ease. He's able to extract himself from one conversation and insert himself into another without a break in his stride. He kisses the hand of a well-dressed woman, dipping her, then twirling her back into the arms of her escort. He moves on to another group, slapping someone on the back while laughing at the joke. And then he's off again, sliding between people, hugging someone, shaking hands. He never stops. Finally, he seems to have hit his limit, and he excuses himself from the gathering, much to the dismay of everyone there. He smiles and waves as he leaves, making a little bow with a flourish of the hand as he closes the door. Once he is away from the inn and around the corner, he pulls several objects from the concealed pockets in his jacket. He looks at each one in turn. A necklace, a brooch, a couple of coin pouches, and a small jewel. Smiling, he pours the money into his palm and quickly counts it. Still aimlessly wandering the streets, he passes a beggar who holds out a bowl to him, pleading for pittance. The man stops, smiles at the beggar, and drops all the coins into his bowl, and then walks off whistling happily. We've got a right Robin Hood there. Oh, the understudy. Don't think there's much here. Oh, bandits. Hello. No, just having a chat with associates. Oh, okay. Who am I to, stop them from having a chat?
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
Alright, Pallegina. As you near, you feel the vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. You see a dark room. Noise filters in through a nearby doorway. The sounds of battle, scuffling metal on metal, cries of pain rise and fall as the fight rages on outside. There is a bellow of rage, and the Zurp runs into the room holding a book tightly against its chest. It looks around frantically, searching for something. It hurries to the far side of the room and opens a box sitting on a makeshift table, places the book in the box, closes it, and then bends over to push the box under the table. A small stone hits the back of the Zurk's head, knocking it forward a little. The stone bounces into the ground, rattling a little as it comes to rest on the floor next to the Zurp's foot. It freezes in place, hands still in the box, eyes wide, as the clattering of the stone quiets. Silence takes control of the room again. The battle outside has stopped. It spins around to find this woman standing in the doorway, leaning on a savage-looking two-handed sword. That book contains the answers I need, She snarls at it. Moving forward, it hisses, rushing to meet her. Seconds later, she is retrieving the stone from the floor, having separated its head from its neck with a practiced flick of the sword. She smiles, kisses the stone, and then places it into a pouch on her belt, patting it fondly. Leaning over, she pulls the box from under the table and opens it, elated with her find. Damn! Okay, more voices, more voices! You see a lush forest, quiet and dark in the early morning light. This woman walks through the trees, a captivated look on her face. She doesn't appear to have a particular destination in mind as she wanders slowly between the enormous trunks, looking up through the branches and occasionally making a low chirping sound. And when a responding chirp echoes through the quiet morning, she turns her head to that direction, obviously not concerned with losing her way. A loud metallic snap, followed by a quick yelp, cuts through the air, and she looks to it, focusing in the direction from which the sound came. She moves towards it on the verge of running. She seems to realize suddenly that caution is important and freezes. Looking down, her foot hovers over the pressure plate of a well-hidden bear trap. She leans back and gingerly places her foot back on the ground next to the trap. She looks around, anger darkening her features. Grabbing a nearby branch, she presses down on the plate and disarms the trap. And when it snaps shut, she hears another yelp, this time much closer. Scanning the ground for more traps, she carefully... I lost it. Makes her way towards the trapped animal. Rounding one of the trees, she spies him. A large wolf, bony with malnourishment, right hind leg held tight in a rusty metal teeth. He looks at her, and a low growl starts in the back of her throat. His heckles rise, and she pauses briefly to let him catch her scent. She lowers herself closer to the ground and holds her hand out, palms down. In front of her, "Aren't you a beautiful boy?" She inches towards the wolf. Not sure I would do that. Timothy Whitewater. I fear we're going to have a lot of stories for this one. You see this man kneeling naked before a dais in the center of a large round room. Across the room, opposite where he kneels, stands a large throne. The throne's back and two of its legs are broken, rendering it unusable and causing it to tilt precariously on its stand. The room is ringed with figures clad in black robes, each chanting quietly, resulting in a low drone that pervades the room. On the dais across the brazier is another robed figure holding a leather-bound book with charred marks on it. He's speaking to the naked man about fealty, dedication, and law. When he finishes, he bids the others to rise and hold the book out to him over the burning coals in the brazier. The naked man nods, and the robed man drops the book into the fire. The naked man drops to one knee, briefly pressing his forehead to the side of the brazier, then stands and thrusts both of his hands into the coals at the bottom of the brazier. Is it brazier or brazier? One of them means bra. He retrieves the book slowly, presenting it to the robed figure before him. The man rubs his thumb on the ash that has collected on the cover of the book and uses it to draw a mark on the naked man's forehead over the burned flesh. The naked man bows his head and whispers, "What's that right there?" The robed man nods patiently. The naked man looks at the broken throne with childlike eyes. "Did you see that one?" Okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, Rocker Francis Whitebrows. You see a burly man inspecting a Okay. You see a burly man inspecting a dilapidated... Nope. You see a burly man inspecting a dilapidated inn, the salesman almost dwarfing him as they walk through the once proud establishment. The walls are rife with stains, and only Whale knows what else smeared on every available surface. Not one thing stands unbroken, and moth-eaten blankets, rotting food, and trash give evidence to a succession of squatters. The man frowns, scrutinizing the space. The Orma gives him a final offer, flashing two white teeth with each syllable, oversized and threatening. With a sigh and a jingle as he hands over the coin pouch, the man acquires the dump of an inn and begins to plan. I will eventually get the words out, it's fine. Voice from the past. You see a woman, dark-skinned, taut with worry, moving aft. She scales the rigging and shouts frantically at the crew. The ship isn't turning fast enough. She looks at the captain, gaping soundlessly at the approaching vessel. Her hands blister from the descent as she jumps from rope to rope, screaming at him to take action. Take charge! Do something! What is she paying him for if not to defend her ship from pirates? With a squeal as ladders are thrown across, the ship is boarded. She sprints below decks, taking steps 3 at a time until she reaches the cargo hold, scrabbling amongst the containers. She searches until she finds it. A blunderbuss, fully loaded. Someone grabs her from behind and she throws their knee up, whirls around and shoots. The force sends her spine first into wall, but her assailants fall to the ground with half a head and without an arm. Dragging herself upstairs, she reloads and engages the enemy force with her crew. She cocks an eyebrow at the pirate drop left and right. Clearly this was more than they bargained for when they chose her ship. Second, tell me whose house that is. That's the Hadrat house. Ah, there is gift. Sanitarium? House Domain. Raymond Manor. Okay. Well, that was the way I'm supposed to go. I don't know what's in the sanitarium. Make trouble. It's animances, fair enough. Okay, another soul. You sense a strange divide in this woman's soul. An unnatural boundary between two opposed wills. You see the woman pausing by a roadside to hand something to a driver of a stopped wagon. These herbs should help with his party sickness, she tells him. He can find more along the road, easy to spot with their serrated leaves, but avoid the ones with the green berries. It's a different species, toxic. He thanks her and offers her coin, but she waves him off, explaining that she is merely doing what her order asks of her. He nods and she heads off down the road as he begins to hungrily consume the herb. You see, the woman's searching alongside the road now, the wagon just up the path, and you realize you have skipped backwards in her memory. She sets her eyes on a plant with serrated leaves and green berries. She picks several handfuls, tearing the berries off one by one and tossing them to the ground. She nudges them off the path into the brush quickly with her boot without looking down, as if to hide them for her own sight, before striding back towards the wagon, hands outstretched. Wow! Okay, voices from the past. You see a dark room with garish furnishing, a large bed covered with pillows, several couches and expensive rugs. This man is sitting in a chair pushed against the wall of the room. I can't do it tonight. Of the room opposite the door. He's dressed in dark clothes with black cloak wrapped around his shoulders, its hood pulled up close around his face. Shadows fall across him, the darkness rendering him virtually invisible. 2 other men wait in the darkness with him, watching the door. All 3 are motionless. Noise from the crowded common room below echoes up through the floorboards. The handle rattles and the man staggers in, dragging a young woman with him. The 2 standing men exchange a quick glance, one of them tilting his head and shrugging only slightly before jumping to the task at hand. One steps forward, grabbing the girl's wrists, wrenching it from her escort's hold with one hand while pushing the door closed with the other. Then that hand is over the girl's mouth before she is even aware she's in someone else's arms. He takes a dagger from its place on his belt and draws it across her neck. He holds her still, waits for the struggles to stop. The other standing man has already subdued their target, now tied to a chair, arms and legs bound with a rag stuffed in his mouth. The girl, no longer moving, is placed under the bed, the man who dealt with her taking his place beside the other. They stare down at the man, screaming against the cloth, but his muffled sound is unheard over the raucous noise of the crowd below. One of the men begins murmuring softly, putting his hand under the chin of the man in the chair. There's a brief flash of light and the man stops struggling, and suddenly a placid look in his eyes. The two captors ask various questions that the bound man answers happily, and after they finish, the two look to the man sitting against the wall. He is not moved, as the events transpired before him, but only sat silently observing everything as it happened. He stands holding the cloak close around him and nods to the two men. He then walks to the door, opens it only far enough to allow himself to exit, and leaves them to finish their task. Yikes! I don't think I have anything to do here. Do you know what? I'm going to go to the Ondra place. Because I have no reason to go
Pagani,
there.
does your fox bite?
Yes.
Can I pet him anyway?
It's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Jeez! Abandoned house, Otter's house, abandoned house, trading company, ramshacked house, Salty Mast. Okay. What a name, you know, Salty Mast. Grab its press and go. Rude. You right there, bud? This man's fancy clothes are ripped, and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up. His arms are shaking and he winces painfully. Let's help him. Thank you, he gasps as he... Oh, my head. What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knees. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with the quality isn't worth this. He limps away. Okay, well.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaruna the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing. Overfried cod, watered ale, and prostitution. A bastion of dear wooden culture.
I hope you aren't expecting to find the leaden key in here.
Visit new lands, see the sights. I do love travel.
Now to find a home for my other staff.
Oh my! That's kinda... Okay. Okay, who am I looking for? Alright, this is the person I'm gonna speak to.
Gods keep you.
The old woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tensed at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if weary, smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? What, me? Trouble? What kind of trouble are you having? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies are taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls. And our customers, they started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn, and they've been driving my regulars away. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. There aren't too many who care about what happens in places like the Gift. But word is you're an exception. The knights are too busy sniffing around the Duke Avar to bother with us commoners, and I'd just soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyway. I mean, no one should be harassed. I'll put an end to it. Mare draws you closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that they aren't random incidents. She places one large finger on your chest. You put a stop to these attacks. And I'll find a real nice way to thank you. She winks. Got me? There is a look in Durrance's eyes, like a lion that has stumbled upon a herd of deer. His knuckles are white as he clutches his staff with both hands as he surveys the room. He laughs to himself, low and rumbling. I've got questions. Shoot. What do you know about these attacks? She waves a hand at the door. You only have to step outside to see it for yourself. Those thugs are there just waiting to cause trouble for anyone coming or going. She sizes you up and down. Maybe they would have to let you pass, however. Tell me more about your business. She rubs the back of her neck. It's not doing as well as I'd wish with all this trouble. I run an honest enterprise, just trying to give folk a little rest and relaxation. She nods at you and lowers her voice. You help me out, and I'll see about getting you a special discount. Can I ask you something else? A knowing grin warps her blue markings. Now, just what can I do for a comely lass like yourself? I was wondering if there was someone here named Cyril. She laughs. Oh, you must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her? Just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but she's worth every pound. Well, so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. Best money you can spend in a gift. Maybe another time. She winks. That's what everyone says at first. Okay. Order some refreshments. Oh, I think we're good. Okay, let's go find these troublemakers. I think if we find troublemakers, then we might... That is a name. Liline's Tulips. Let's go find those troublemakers first.
All right, then.
What's that? What? Why are you going this way? We'll go this way. I don't know if I can actually say... Okay, I'm gonna make it go all... I'm gonna allow it. Oh, we can go in the water. Apparently it's shallow enough. We'll just wait for him here. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Oh no. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. It's okay. I'm here to help you. The soul flickers. It ripples towards you timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. And with a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the Salty Mast. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said it'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. And the man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In the alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays, in your hollow-born sister. That time father took her from the splintering cradle into the filled wash basin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands. and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arms and a muddy boot sails towards your face, and then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you, pulses with a question. You did a brave thing. The gods will reward you in the next life. Darren's soul absorbs this thought and ebbs in the ocean mists around the dock. For a moment, I thought it was the... Is it the young boy that... No, it can't be, right? A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands are stiffened around the dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. The small boy's hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to have belonged to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel. Oh. I was really panicking. I legit thought it was the boy we got the dagger for. And if that was going to be the case, I was going to cry. It's like, I knew that little pipsqueak would end up doing this. I have no idea where I'm going. Like, I'm supposed to be looking for thugs. Brave Darren. Found a young boy's called pick up dagger B. Most likely belonged to... Darren's killer. I wonder if we go back into Adara's. And maybe there's someone there who has the name beginning with B. Poor kid. Poor kid. Okay. Essentially, it's a long shot, but... Oh, there's back. I don't think the guard's gonna let us through. You want to meet Sarah or talk to Mal? Yeah.
Good day to you.
The pale elf's gold eyes are the color of winter's sunset. She touches your cheek with a cool hand. You look like you've journeyed far. Let me show you comfort and rest. No thank you. I'll go and speak to the boss lady.
How do you do?
No, she has... Yep. Nothing to tell me. Oh, Big Dermsy. The Orland man seems to walk with a slight limp. He doesn't say anything, but he stops and regards you with interest. What's wrong with your leg? He laughs and shakes his head. I'm not interested. Okay, clearly there's no one in here. And I don't look like... Wait, is that... I was going to say, was that a back door? But yeah. Oh, Harassing Thug. I found him. What have we here? Another tourist and a gift. He nods to his shifty-eyed companions. Let's give her a proper welcome. No, I don't think so. No, I don't. I don't think so at all.
I'm here. Ready, Watcher.
How may I help?
Braved out.
What?
Hey.
Oh,
Following your lead.
the harassing. Oh, the harassing thugs have become my friends.
Aspect worse than rock.
Ready, Watcher. Got an arrow for this.
Roll up. Brave.
Mow it.
Step.
Get him. Yoink.
You give me any more gifts and people will start thinking you're playing favorites.
Maybe. Okay, supply and demand. Okay, attacked by the thugs, harassing both. Mayor's fear is correct. One of them may have evidence of the large plot. One of the thugs dropped a key that looks like it belongs to a house in Odara's gift. I mean, there's loads of houses. The ramshackled house, though. Yeah, we can go there. I just wanted to know if it was that house. It's an abandoned house. I do think it's the ramshacked house. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be any of these houses. I mean, for all I know, it could be the freaking lighthouse. I do think it's this one, though. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hail and well met.
Really don't think she means that. Air fryer, that's not her name. I didn't say that. Airfryer wears a defiant expression and a sturdy yet battered suit of armor. She seems to bear each scratch and ding with pride. You don't look like one of the knights. Can I help you with something? Who are you? I am Elfair, a lieutenant with the Dozens. She taps her dented breastplate. We're the last fighting force in Defiance Bay that remembers what it means to be a Dairudian. And unfortunately, I'm the only one who seems to care about the way Mayor's squeezing the locals. I'm here, actually, about the troubles at the Salty Mast. Ordinary Kith are angry, as they should be with that crooked almost toadying up to the nobles. She sneers. She's using the tragedy of the Waidwin's legacy to line her pockets. She's no better than the Aedarin overlords we drove out of town 200 years ago. People around here say you've got a good heart. May's made it so only the rich can afford her establishment. Yet she sits in the poorest district of Defiance Bay. How's that right? We've taken matters into our own hands, but she's the real criminal here. Why don't you tell her to back down? I mean, the violence has to stop. When does violence solve anything? But I don't want to be with her. I tell you what, I'll try and get her to lower her prices, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm glad you see our side. I don't see anyone's side, to be honest. Pretty sure she's gonna laugh in my face. pretty sure she's gonna be like,
God's damn that son of a queen.
The angry woman clenches her jaw and stares out towards the harbour with glimmering golden eyes. Eventually sensing your presence, she turns her feathered head towards you.
Want to run a down-on-its-luck Valiant trading company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it.
She clenches her jaw and continues quietly.
As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
Yeah, with enough silver and gold, you'd be surprised how well you can clean up just about anything.
True enough. Vertzano's just lucky no one's trying to pay him in steel these days. Sooner or later, his luck will run out.
The woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off. Okay. What was that about? Ooh, I can custom? Wait. I don't know how I did that. Look, I'm trying to get to the house. Trying to get to the fun house. Yeah, that's what it's called, the fun house. Yeah, so she's definitely... Well, let's take bets. Let's take bets right now. She's gonna say yes or no.
Well met, friend.
Always good to have a few more warm bodies in here. Any progress with the thugs? Yes, you see, I've wanted to talk to you about that. I hear you've been raising the prices. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I have to provide certain measures for my employees and their clients, especially with so many hollow-born in the district, and with the price of bitter squash as high as this is, I've got no choice but to raise mine. She taps her chest with her finger. And don't get me started on the cutthroat business, not without Domenils carrying on the way they do. I mean, I could talk with the Domenils about their bitter squash prices. She raises her arms. It's your neck. Brackenbury Domenil would be the easiest to persuade. She handles the family books. With any luck, you can find her at their manor over in Brackenbury. Just watch your step around there. Watch your step around them all. Okay? The simple supply and demand quest has turned into a bit of a tangled mess.